All right, guys, welcome back to Golazo España. We're going to be taking a look at the headlines in Spain today, the front pages of the Spanish football dailies, starting with MARCA. And they run with a headline about this gentleman here who I read up about today. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about him after I've gone through the four front pages. And basically it says, José Ángel of our homes. The front page is a tribute to José Ángel de la Casa, who passed away at 74 years of age. He's described as the most familiar voice in Spanish sports broadcasting for 3 decades. Okay, we're going to get to that in a moment. There's also a Champions League headline above, a un paso de Munich, one step from Munich, obviously. Barcelona take on Inter tonight for a place in the Champions League final. And when we get onto the, onto the Barcelona newspapers, you'll see the difference in the front pages. Other stories today in MARCA that have made the front page down here. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's now officially a Real Madrid player, according to MARCA. He obviously officially isn't yet, but more or less, that's it, it's all done kind of thing. There's a bit about rugby on there. We're not interested in rugby. And there's a bit there about, what's this? Mark Bertrand, a former player, becomes a banker for footballers. Rayo, they had their boots stolen at the training ground. And Girona won 1-0 against Mallorca last night. They hosted Mallorca. That was a La Liga game last night. Who is it? Oh, God, what's his name? Oh, my, I forgot his name. He played for Liverpool on loan. Oh, man. Guys, what was his name? I'm going to have to look now. Oh, what's his name? Right, I'm going to have to Google it right now. Why have I gone brain dead? Girona, Liverpool, I can't think of his name. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Girona. Arthur, that was it. Arthur. I haven't found it yet. But he played last night. Yeah, Arthur. Yeah. And I looked and he was given a 2-star rating out of 3. There you go. If you're a Liverpool fan, do you remember Arthur Mel? It doesn't matter. That's all I could think about when I saw the Girona fixture. He's on there on loan, isn't he? He's doing all right. They really like him as well. Right, I'll get away from the Liverpool stuff, don't worry. Right, forget Girona. Yes, let's get on to them. What have they got to say? Griezmann, this is an interview inside. Griezmann convinced me on Instagram, it says here. It's an interview with Julian Alvarez, who shares insights about Atletico Madrid and his admiration for Griezmann and his desire for Romero to join the club. There's the Champions League build-up, of course. We've got this over the top strip here. Panic over Yamal. Inter are reportedly planning a double marking strategy to deal with the Barca wonder kid. Eric Garcia is expected to replace Koundé, and Lautaro remains doubtful until the last moment. Right sidebar. Trent Alexander-Arnold down here. I'm sure you can just about make him out. Arnold on his way to the Bernabeu. He officially confirms he won't renew with Liverpool, calling it the most difficult decision of my life. Madrid will pay his release clause for him to be at the Club World Cup. Again, I've discussed this on Cop Talk TV today. There's a tribute to José Ángel de la Casa somewhere down here at the bottom. We'll get to that in a moment. And then there's a bit about rugby and basketball. We're not talking about that. Right, let's move on to sport. Here we go. As you can see, I'm sure you can see this. This is a bit more right about tonight's game with Barcelona, obviously, in this crunch game against Inter tonight. What a game that's going to be if you're a neutral. And obviously, all the inside pages are dominated about this. Let's go for the final. To the final. Let's go to the final. A dramatic movie-style front page shows Flemek, Yamal, Lewandowski, and others as warriors ahead of tonight's clash with Inter. And there's a sub-headline in here that says Barca playing Milan in their most important game in years. After a 3-3 draw in the first leg, they look to return to the Champions League final a decade later. Flick urges his team to enjoy the moment and ignore the pressure. The bottom bar. What we got on the bottom bar? Other sports. And Girona's win pushes them closer to safety. Trent Alexander-Arnold leaves Liverpool and will be a Madridista. He's going to Real Madrid, as we know. Moving on, we're going to go to the other pro Barcelona newspaper, as you know, Mundo Deportivo, and their headline is Final Challenge. Barcelona head to Milan to fight for a spot in the Champions League final 10 years after their last one. The bullet points, Lewandowski and Lautaro are both fit, and Yamal is labelled as Inter's nightmare. Quotes on the front from Flick, we have to enjoy it and show how we play, while Inzaghi is quoted as saying, Yamal is extremely dangerous, we'll double mark him. Footer stories, again, we've got the Girona victory over Mallorca 1-0. Barca women beat Deportivo 4-0 to move a step closer to the La Liga title. And basketball. Right, let's go back to this article here. See if I can zoom in a little bit on this gentleman, because this guy deserves our focus a little bit. All right, I know that we're not, it's Spanish football, right? But if you're a football fan, maybe you like to learn about different things in the game. I do. I've learned a lot from just looking at these things, and this is quite important, I think. So let's tell you a little bit about this man. José Ángel de la Casa, the voice of Spanish sport, dies aged 74. Spanish football, this is a little piece that I put together. It's not from the paper. Spanish football has lost a true broadcasting legend. José Ángel de la Casa, the man widely considered the voice of sport in Spain, has died at the age of 74 after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. While he may not be a household name amongst British fans, De la Casa was the voice that narrated Spanish football and athletics on TVE, which is the equivalent of BBC, if you like, on terrestrial television, for over 30 years. Think John Motson. Do you know what I mean? John Motson, Barry Davies, that kind of thing. But in Spain, yeah? And with a velvety tone that generations grew up with. And like me, John Motson, Barry Davies, I can't explain to you when you hear the commentary of those voices. So this is basically what it was like for the Spanish people. He covered more than 2,000 live events, including 6 World Cups, 6 Olympic Games as well. And his most famous commentary moment, the wild 12-1 win over Malta in 1983, a result that still gets replayed in Spain, with his unforgettable voice cracking as Señor's goals flew in. He began as a young lad playing semi-pro football, even getting an offer from Rayo Vallecano in the 70s. But a bad knee and a passion for journalism saw him choose the microphone over the pitch, and it turned out to be a cracking decision. He worked alongside icons like De Stefano, Michel, and even Michael Robinson, who he brought in as part of the Spanish TV crew during Italia 90. What a competition that was. Later in life, De la Casa also became a voice for Parkinson's awareness, continuing to inspire even as his condition worsened. Legend. Both of his sons followed in his footsteps. One now commentates for Spanish TV and the other works for Real Madrid's women's team. José Ángel de la Casa wasn't just a commentator. He was a calm, thoughtful storyteller in an era before shouting pundits and hot takes. And while most British fans never heard his voice, his legacy in Spanish football is massive. I found it very interesting. I'm sure some of you will do too. You have to remember, it's people like this that make our game so special, whatever country we're in. Yeah, we talk about the superstars, the managers and everything, but these people as well are just as important, and Spain's lost a true legend, it would seem. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. If you enjoyed this update, even though I forgot Arthur Mello's name, please do thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Any interaction would be nice. It shows that, it takes them a bit of time to do this feature, believe it or not. And today I was like, have I really got time to do this? But if you appreciate it, please let me know, because then I'll think, yeah, it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? If you want to buy me a coffee, right, my channel's not monetized on here, but if you want to get me a coffee, for when I'm in the cafe going through these for you in the morning, there is a link in the video description, all right? But I'd appreciate if you just, thumbs up, drop me a comment, whatever, that'll do me. All right, guys, see you in a bit. All right.